Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Manor Lords, where we've got some issues that we need to work on. Specifically, our primary issues are as follows. One, in Selbits, we don't have enough people. We need more people in Selbits. That's going to take a little while. Food shortages are going to cause us some issues here, but we'll get there. I have confidence in that. Next is Waldbrand, where we definitely still have some issues over here. I'm not too concerned about it. I mean, we'll see how much of this ends up getting plowed by the time winter comes, which I think is very soon. I wish that if we tab over this, it tells us, like, how long we have left in the month. That'd be a very useful thing, but alas. Down here in Eikenau, I don't really have any issues at the moment, although I want to make sure we've got somebody in the windmill and someone in the communal oven, which should be... Communal oven should be down over here, right? Yes. Okay. That should be reasonably good. Over in Zawao, we are still working on these last couple of fields here. That shouldn't be too big of a deal. And we're still working on some sowing out over here too. Okay. The real place where there's significant issues is Newslow. So, we still haven't started on the plowing here. And again, the reason why I think this is happening is because of the distance, particularly up over here, to carry goods to the farmhouse. So we've got this farmhouse here, we've got this farmhouse here, right? What we need is another farmhouse right up over here. And we're going to do exactly that. So we're going to go into our farming. We're going to put in a farmhouse, and that's going to go right here. So that's fine. We're not going to staff that farmhouse right away. Well, we are. We're going to staff it with these guys once this wheat has been threshed. For now, we're going to let them continue to work, but it's November. Do we have plowing going on over here? Oh, yes. This guy has plowed one location. Amazing. Okay. Well, we're starting to get some plowing done over here, but I don't have a lot of faith in us getting this plowing complete. So there's that. What we're going to do is we're going to set this farmhouse to have a limited work area, and that work area is going to encompass these fields, like that. Then, this farmhouse I'm not going to set up just yet because that will break up over here. So for the moment, this is fine. Let's cruise on forward. Yes, I know we have some issues. That is understood. We're cruising on forward here. This field is being sown. That's at 42%. So this field, I think, will get sown in time for winter, which is good. We're at 72. We're at 80. 92. And 100% sown. Okay. So we're going to get 79 wheat out of that. That looks good. Now, currently in this farmhouse, we have 37 wheat, which isn't phenomenal, but it will do for now. Now, over here, we can see these guys are indeed working on these fields, and we're getting some work done out over here. I don't honestly expect to get too much of this done this season, and it's going to be rough. No doubt about that. So, over in Eikenau, we should be okay. We're mostly lacking some fuel. So we've got this woodcutter's lodge. I think we're reasonably okay on this front. I don't think we have major issues there. Here in Zawao, it looks like we're going to get this fully sown. In fact, I think we almost are fully sown. We're making good progress in Zawao. I'm not too concerned about this. Waldbrand, we are making progress on, but it does require more work. We're coming out to sow this field at this moment. Okay, we've got multiple fields being sown over here in Waldbrand. We're still working on the plow. And there's actually, well, these are just some carts that we left over there. Okay, it's December. So this is what we've got. So Waldbrand does indeed have some issues. So our main problem here is, again, one of transportation. We've got two farmhouses here, and we've got two farmhouses here. All of these are fully staffed. So, the question is, should we make more fields here Or should we... Well, actually, I'm just thinking about some potential changes that we could make here. But let's check in on what happened up in Selbitz. So this is good to go. Did we get a single field plowed in Nuslo? The answer is we did not. Okay, so things are going to be kind of grim in Nuslo. That said, we've got lots of wheat to thresh right now. We've got 281 here. We've got 114 here. So that's going to be fine, but things are going to be kind of grim in Nuslo next year. That said, we're going to get this farmhouse completed. And that's all good for now. A family is cold. Ah, we don't have fuel here. Do we have someone in the Woodcutter's Lodge? We don't. There's no reason to have this many people in the farmhouse. So we're going to put one over in the Woodcutter's Lodge. We're going to have one on construction. And we're going to leave this family here because we need to thresh this wheat into grain. Okay. We've got no one in the trading post at this moment. No one in the granary. No one in the communal oven. Do we continue to produce out of the apiary in the winter? I'm not sure about that. But we definitely need to get going on our timber here. On our wood cutting. That's understood. Selbitz has got some problems. No doubt about that. We're down to 4 wheat here. 2. And we're fully threshed. Okay. These guys are now going to go over to the windmill. Because we need to grind this into flour. So that looks fine for now. We have 1 month of food at this moment and no months of fuel, but we are going to get that fuel dealt with. Okay, so we're grinding this into food. We already have pulled out of the logging camp. We have no one in the saw pit at the moment. No one in the storehouse. We just have people in the apiaries, and I wish I knew. They're waiting. Okay, I'm going to pull this family out of the apiary, and we're going to put them into the communal oven for right now. Where was that communal oven? Up over here. Okay. So that looks good for the time being. We do need more families. We need to finish up our constructions here, which I think we actually already have done. And that means that I'm going to put our construction family into this apiary. And the question is... Okay, you're waiting, transporting, and waiting. Over in the apiary over here, waiting, transporting, and transporting. We'll keep an eye on that. I'm not sure if apiaries can... crafting. I think that they do produce in the winter. That's a good sign. Okay. So out over here in Nuslo, we should be getting all of this threshed up. Yeah, no problem there. Now, we have this farmhouse ready to go. I want to come down to this farmhouse and see. We're not fully threshed down here yet. Let's give this a moment. We've got 18. More wheat came in a little bit. Okay. Okay, so that looks good. Selbitz is running out of fuel, yeah. We're going to unassign these guys here, and we're going to assign them to this farmhouse, which is much more conveniently located. And we're now going to set our work area to be these fields up over here, like this. Wonderful. Then I'm going to come down to this farmhouse, and we're going to set this work area to be these fields over here. So we want them to be working out of their specific farmhouse, is the idea. Okay. Everywhere else, I think, is reasonably fine. I'm not too concerned about it, although I'm a little concerned about Selbitz. We are working on that Woodcutter's Lodge. We should be... I think we're okay on the Woodcutter's Lodge here. We just need to work through the deficit. I'm pretty sure. So, the windmill is, of course, grinding away. We have nothing in the trading post right now, but I wanted to check the farmhouse. 19 there and nothing in the granary. Okay. So our amount of grain here is, of course, relatively minimal, and this is fine for the moment. Yeah, we'll just continue grinding this grain up for the moment, and as soon as we are done with this, we're going to pull this family out of the windmill, and they're going to work on something else. Probably construction, if I had to guess. Or, we've got 16 timber. Yeah, we should probably consider working on construction. So we've got 11 grain left over here. That's fine. Okay. So down in Zawao, we are at 2 months of food. That should not be a problem. We are grinding up here, and the communal oven should work just fine in dealing with that. This place should be food positive, so I'm not too concerned about that one. Selbits will get there, but it's not there yet. We need more families here more than anything. And we're very focused on Selbits right now. No doubt about that. That said, we could certainly go in and max out our remaining retinues, and that would be interesting. I think, yeah, over in Zawao, we have not yet actually rebuilt our manor over here. That's interesting. I guess we have to go into the castle planner. We don't have the stone. I think that's the problem. Okay. So we need to import a little bit of stone. And we're going to keep like 25 stone around. Okay. We'll just wait until that happens, and that'll be fine. Zawao is going to be a little problematic, of course, but for the moment it should be okay. Iconow's storage is full in the saw pit. Sure. For the moment, this is absolutely fine. So we have export goods here. Should be okay. I would like getting some... Well, we're just going to leave this be for the moment. We've got lots of problems right now, and we're working on fixing those. Biggest problems are Nuslo, which should be okay for now, although next year is going to be lean in Nuslo. But with these new farmhouses put in, I think we'll be in a lot better of a situation. In theory. Because we'll be transporting things a lot less. So that should be good. And of course, we've got Selbits up here, which is certainly a problem. We're still working on grinding up the grain, it looks like, although that's very, very close to being done. We've got 3 grain left in the farmhouse and nothing in our granary. So that should be fine for now. We've got 2 months of fuel, 4 months of food here. I think we're good in Selbits. So at this point, what we need more than anything is some additional housing, actually. So let's start putting in some of that. We want our population to start to grow here. So I want to get some burgages put in something like this, in theory. That's kind of awkward. That's very awkward. Not necessarily like that. Maybe like this. That's a little bit better. Yeah, do it. So we're going to get those burgages going in here. We're also going to want to get a church going. We are lacking planks for that at this moment. That's understood. Yes, I know we have no unassigned families at this moment. We're kind of waiting for population growth here. But as soon as we're done grinding up this flour, which indeed we are right now, we're going to pull this family out of the windmill, and they're going to get to work on construction. Actually, never mind. They're going to the saw pit. We're going to need a family in the logging camp as well. So we need to wait for, like, 2 family growth here. We need our approval to come up, and homelessness and hunger should not be a significant issue here for a while. So I don't think there's major issues here. We should be completely fine here in Selbits at this point. In theory. So that's looking good. In Zawao, we've got 2 months of food, but again, we should be okay here. We're just grinding up all of this wheat, and our communal oven should keep us afloat for a while. That said, I wouldn't mind building an apiary here, but of course we can't do that. Zawao is allegedly running out of food. Do we need another communal oven here? Where is our communal oven? This is rubble. We should rebuild this. This is also rubble. We should rebuild that. Do we have any additional rubble here? I'm not sure if we do. This is a woodcutter's lodge down over here. That's fine. Our communal oven should be located... Where is that? It's definitely around here somewhere. There it is. So we've got this communal oven. We might want to consider getting a second communal oven here. Yeah, I'm definitely considering that. Can we fit that up over here? That'd be great if we could fit it right here. But it looks like not quite. Okay. So we may want to just slot that in somewhere like out over here or even up here. Here looks good. Okay. So we don't have an unassigned family at this moment. That is understood. In fact, we're looking for new families, so we're going to have to wait for population growth here. That's fine. We should be getting there fairly soon. Okay. So for now, I want to check in over at Selbitz. Again, things are pretty good over here. And in Nuslo, things are... they're going to be okay here for now, but next year is again going to be fairly lean. Zawao, things are definitely a little bit on the spicier side. We want to get this communal oven done, and we're going to need quite a lot of available families. I'm going to pull a family out of this large storehouse, and they probably went down to, like, the tavern or the... where did they go? They definitely were assigned somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where. It wasn't the tavern. I'm going to pull off of that for now. We've got 2 in the forester's hut. I'm going to pull 1 family out of that, and that gives us a construction family. Okay, perfect. So that'll do for the time being. I'm fairly confident... oh, there's rubble here, too. Get that going. There's rubble here, too. Get that going. Cool. So these construction families are, or rather this construction family is going to continue to work on that, and we'll see about getting our population back up a little bit in Zawao. We have 8 in our farmhouse right now, and to be fair, in the winter they're idling. So let's pull 2 out of there. Let's put 1 into the tavern. Do we have a family in the malt house? We do. Okay, I'm going to put a family into the saw pit. That'll be fine for now. And then we've got 1 on construction. I think that's absolutely okay for now. Cool. So that looks good. Now, we're going to head back up to Selbitz here. We've got 6 months of food at this point. Yeah, this is not all that concerning. Okay. We definitely need to get some pops going here. So over here in Nuslo, we've got 4 months of food as of right now, and that seems okay. That absolutely seems okay. Yeah, I'm reasonably content with how things are right now. So, down in Immenruth, we need to get some burgages upgraded to level 2. What are we lacking here? Food variety and clothing stall supply. Fair enough. It's not super surprising. A new family moving in Zawao. That is really, really good. Okay, so to that end, I want to go into the communal oven. We're going to assign them into the communal oven. Perfect. We're going to be looking to have 2 more families in there. And then, of course, this woodcutter's lodge. We're going to need some as well. Honestly, though, I don't think we need this woodcutter's lodge. We've got 21 months of fuel right now. I'm not too concerned about that. I'm going to get rid of that one. So that sounds good for the moment. Now, back up over in Selbitz, we're going to want to build a church here eventually. And the question is, can we do that yet? And the answer is no. We are, I think, waiting on the construction reserve, and this doesn't need to be 16 at this point. I'm going to bring this down to like 10. That'll be fine. And we're still looking for a family in the logging camp. So, yeah, we still just need people moving in here. Our approval isn't high enough yet, and we will get there. Our population growth is none at this moment. We definitely need to get that approval up a bit. Okay, that is fine. So we're going to head on forward here, and we can check in, yeah, clothing stall supply and church level. We don't have any real source of clothing as of right now. So, we could grow flax, or we could bring in sheep. Those are the options as far as clothing goes. Flax is probably the better option here. We could have, say, 2 flax fields, and that would end up being something along the lines of this. I want it to be relatively small, like this. And then this would be a flax field, but this would be fallow this year. And then out over this direction, we would put another field, and it would be similar-ish in size. Kind of like that, and that will be flax. That is a low priority field, though. So we'll get something going kind of like that, and then eventually we'll need to have a weaver's workshop, which we could put up over here, but we're lacking timber for that right now. Understood. Okay, that seems relatively fine. It is currently February. We're going to have to pay our taxes soon. That's absolutely okay. Construction finished out over here. Perfect. No space left for production in the communal oven. That's kind of a good thing in a weird sort of way. It means we're not, you know, immediately raiding the oven and starving. So that's a good sign. That is definitely a good sign. But Nuslo, it's going to have a pretty lean harvest this year. Next year should be better. Ish. Better-ish. So that seems fine. There's our taxes paid. 1,800 gone. That's expected. And it's currently February, but it's going to tick over to March very, very soon. So we're going to want families back in this farmhouse, and we're going to want to pull them out of the communal oven here, for sure. Aikenau is running out of food. What? Is that true? You shouldn't be running out of food, Aikenau. What do you got going on here? Communal oven, we are currently transporting. Okay, I mean, you are pretty far away from the windmill. Fair enough. We just kind of built things in random locations, but we have the 4 families in the apiary here. And we have how many in the communal oven? Only 1? I'm going to put a second family into the communal oven here for now. Because clearly we need additional food production. We'll just throw more manpower at the problem rather than, you know, efficiently designing things. It'll be fine. Cool. We're going to head on forward here. It is going to be March very soon. Snow is indeed beginning to melt. And that looks fine. Currently February, and all of this is planted, of course. It's up over here that we're going to have significant work done in the spring. It's going to take a while, too. Okay, royal tax is increased, but it is now March, and we are headed out to the fields. In theory. Yeah, we're on our way. It's a little slow, but we are on our way. Fantastic. So plowing is occurring. That looks good. Out over here, do we have a family assigned to the farmhouse? The answer is no. I'm going to pull this family out of the saw pit, and we'll assign a family to the farmhouse. We're going to need to get all of these fields over here plowed up. And that, of course, means it's kind of all hands on deck here. I'm going to pull these families temporarily out of the apiary and out of the communal oven for now. We've got lots of food for the moment, and we are going to pull out of the woodcutter's lodge as well. So we have 4 families assigned to the farmhouse here. Yeah, we'll pull out of the logging camp as well. 5 families to the farmhouse. Everybody's heading out to the fields because we need to get this all plowed up. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. So we're going to get going on that as soon as we can. Literally everyone in town is pitching in here to help us out with our plowing and planting. We need to get this done as soon as we can. It's going to take a little bit. Down here in Waldbrand, we're not expecting this to be too big of a deal. Yeah, we're sowing some of these fields. It's relatively fine. But we're going to have to wait on these oxen to get these plowed. That's fine. So, over in Aikenau, we've still got 1 month of food at this moment. The communal oven, we're still working on baking. We've got 36 flour left here. What do we have in the granary? The answer is basically nothing, but we are starting to harvest our berry deposit again, so it should be reasonably fine here. We should be able to get this dealt with. We have this apiary here, and we may want to consider getting a second apiary and, like, splitting these guys up. Potentially an option. But for now, I'm reasonably content with what we've got going on here in Iconau. I think we should be okay. Over in Zawao, we've got plenty of food. No doubt about that. This communal oven is doing pretty well, and we can put another family into it. That'll be fine. Yeah, we've got a lot of things here that we want to have families in, and we just kind of need growth in Zawao. That's understood. No problem there. We also need growth up in Selbitz, but we have positive approval now, so we should be seeing some growth coming in fairly soon. That looks good. It is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to get the fields plowed up and planted, particularly out over here, is where that's going to be a very large problem indeed. We're going to get all of this done fairly soon, and this is a little bit more under cultivation, so once this is done, we may send them over to pitch in, but we'll see. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Tommy Kintogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.